gosh, Doug, this is, out of a very serious situation, an opportunity for us to educate parents and students again about the importance of making sure that any prescription medication you have in your home or in your possession is secure. That young children, teenagers, anybody in the home, that they don't have access to it. Even for grandparents, I think this is an important message.
We're talking with the Director of Communications for the Jordan School District, Sandy Riescraft. It's interesting, Sandy, recently Dee and I sold our home and moved into a new home, and as we were having open houses and as different things would unfold, people would come through the home, we were reminded by real estate people to make sure that our prescription medications were secure. Isn't that amazing in this day and age? Who would have ever even thought of that years ago? And now prescription medications, the abuse and the overdoses that we see and so on with prescription medications, boy, you're absolutely right. It is a wake-up call for us all. I'm curious, what did the teachers, you mentioned how astute, how right on top of this the teachers were, and they know these kids so well, and they detected something was, as you put it, off, not right. What did they notice?
They just described it as, quote unquote, unusual behavior. They do know these students. It's hard to imagine educators in a school really taking time to get to know the students, but they do. And that's why I just cannot speak highly enough of our educators and how, the safety of students is their first concern, and the well-being of their students is of concern each and every day, and they acted so quickly. And I got to say too, we educate children in the classroom, in health class, about the dangers of prescription medication and why it's illegal to use someone else's prescription meds. And we have a partnership with West Jordan Police. It used to be the DARE program. Now it's something called The Great, where they come in and they educate students about the dangers of using prescription meds and other drugs and alcohol. But I got to say, it's got to be a partnership that starts in the home with parents as well, and grandparents. And we all need to look around the house because, like you said, when you and Dee were moving, you don't think about, well, what might be in that drawer, or what might be in our medicine cabinet, what might be in reach of children, grandchildren, of any young people or anyone who comes in and out of your home. And that's why there are still programs, and I think it's important to say here, like the West Jordan Police Department, for example, has a program set up where any time, any day, you can walk in their lobby and drop off prescription medication in a box, no questions asked.
Yeah. I'm curious, Sandy, when the first responders arrived on the scene at the school, in this case the Joel P. Jensen Middle School, what did they do? Were the students treated primarily there, and were they taken to a hospital, and what is their status today?
Well, because of confidentiality rules and laws, I can't speak to specifics, but I can tell you that there was some treatment at the school, and again, just amazing response. These men and women were so professional in the school setting. We wanted to protect these students from others who were leaving school, to protect, in this day and age with everybody, sending text messages, and we wanted to keep it as private as possible. And these first responders helped us to do that in a very professional way. I can just say that they were treated in part at the school, and today they are all okay.
Sandy, again, I really appreciate you getting back to us and helping us understand what did indeed unfold yesterday. And boy, the precaution, too, is so valuable. What a reminder this is for us all. We're the adults in the room. And to, ensure that prescription medications in our homes that are still being used are properly secured, that prescription medication in our homes that is no longer being used or perhaps is even out of date, to get rid of it properly. And thank you for joining us here at KSL. And my best to those students, and a big thanks to those teachers and first responders who did such a great job.